Thelo Aasgaard has lifted the lid on Danny Rohl's early impact at Rangers, offering a fascinating glimpse into the new manager's methods and mentality behind the scenes. The Norwegian midfielder didn't hold back as he shared his honest thoughts on the changes taking place at Ibrox. His comments provide a clear indication of the standards being set under the German's leadership and what the squad has already come to expect from him. Let's break this down in today's video, along with all the other Rangers news from the last 24 hours. There is so much to discuss in today's video, so be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for daily Rangers content. But first, former Rangers midfielder Charlie Miller has warned his old team to expect a tough game against Brann this evening. The Ibrox side travel to face the Norwegian outfit in the Europa League. The game marks new head coach Danny Rohl's first in charge, and Miller, who made 60 appearances for Brann as well as 56 for Rangers, believes the German and his team are in for an arduous evening in Bergen. He said, "It will be a hard game for Rangers, I know that. The last game Brann played in the Europa, they beat Utrecht, so they are definitely no mugs. They are sitting third in the Norwegian league, so I'm not sure the new manager would have wanted this match for his first game. Obviously, he's only arrived this week and has had just one training session with the team. We will just have to see what happens. I don't know if he has a magic wand to make things right, but he needs to hit the ground running. The fans are clearly furious with the way the season has gone, but I think everybody just has to give Danny a chance." Reflecting on his spell in Norway, Miller stated, "It was good times over there. To be honest, I'd played in Scotland a lot of my time apart from the 1 year I went to Watford. I just thought, let's try something different and see how it goes. I just wanted a change of scenery that was different from the Scottish game, and I enjoyed it. We had a great 2.5 years in Norway, and the fans loved me. They were amazing, and I met some great boys. Robbie Winters had moved over there before me, so having him to hang around with made it a bit easier. We won the cup in my first season, and the year I left, they won the league. They were a decent side then, and they still are now. Now, Thelo Aasgaard reckons his tough start to life at Rangers will stand him in good stead as he looks to prove himself to the Ibrox crowd and new boss Danny Rohl. The Norwegian internationalist opened his account for Rangers in the draw with Dundee United last weekend. It was an afternoon that summed up the good, the bad and the ugly this term, as an impressive 45 minutes turned into a second-half collapse and another round of boos from a frustrated fan base. Supporters have made their feelings clear over the course of a dreadful campaign, and Russell Martin paid the price for a run of performances and results that was nowhere near acceptable. Now it is Rohl who has been tasked with picking up the pieces at home and abroad. Asgard made the move across the border from Luton Town in the summer, and the playmaker has acknowledged the change in levels on and off the park as he continues to adjust to the pressure of playing for a club where second is last. It's been intense and the demand is very high, so it should be when you're playing for such a big club, Asgard said. It's an honour. I'll never step on the pitch and not be grateful to wear the shirt and just try and be myself. Obviously the pressure comes, but I've enjoyed embracing it at times. I'm sure we've got plenty more positive days to come. I got told a little bit about it before I came, but I just tried to embrace it. I felt like every game I've been able to deal with the pressure better and better as the games and as the weeks have rolled on. That's just what I'm trying to continue to do and hopefully come out on pitch." It was an unbelievable feeling to score against Dundee United. I think the goal came a bit later than I wanted it to, but hopefully that can take that positive energy into the next games and get a few more. Rangers produced their most impressive half of the domestic campaign at the weekend, but were unable to follow it up as United came from behind to lead. A late strike from James Tavernier rescued a point, but Rangers remain languishing well off the pace in the Premiership. Asgard outlined the differences between Martin's approach and the Rohl blueprint on the eve of the Europa League fixture with Brann. He called Martin's tactics unique and pinpointed the intensity that Rohl is looking to instill in his side. Yes, possibly, Asgard said when asked if his showing against United was down to a change of his own role. First of all, credit to Stevie Smith. He laid down some basics for us and basically said to go and enjoy the game. I felt like I did, especially in the first 45 minutes. We know the outcome wasn't what we wanted, but I think there were some positives to take out of that game. Ultimately, it was just having that freedom and enjoying getting closer to the box. I think I have got a lot more to show. With the start of the season, it's been tough. Of course, it's disappointing to have this start, but I think individually I'm always going to strive for more. Hopefully the last game was a little bit of what I can do. I think my form has been slightly frustrating, obviously with the results. That's the main focus of all our performances. I think I've grown into the team. It does feel like a fresh start. I think the last international break came at a good time. It's always tough when there's big changes like this, but I've got full belief in the lads that will adapt. In other news, Barry Ferguson has detailed what Danny Rohl must tap into in order to win over Rangers fans. The German, 36, today got to work after officially being unveiled as the new head coach of the Ibrox club yesterday. He took training at Alkenhowie this morning as he prepared his side for their away Europa League tie in Bergen, where they will play SK Brann. Some fans have been left unconvinced by Rohl's appointment, especially after the club failed with a former championship manager in the shape of Russell Martin. Rohl spoke about the traditions of Rangers and its history while conducting interviews yesterday and on Monday upon his announcement. And Ferguson, who interviewed for the job in summer, likes what he hears in that regard. The club has got a lot of traditions and a lot of standards, and he did speak about that, Ferguson said. It was interesting to hear that. He's obviously looked into it before taking the job. So that's key, because Rangers fans like people who buy into the traditions of the club. I'm sure that's in his thought process. But time will tell, he's not even had a game. He's got a game Thursday night in the Europa League in Norway against Brann, so hopefully we'll see these sorts of standards set in pretty quickly. But unlike everybody else, I'll get right behind him. Whoever is the Rangers manager, you want them to be successful in winning games. I'll get fully behind them like every Rangers fan will. He'll have a certain way, but he has to be flexible. I think that's the best way. Sometimes when you're coming up against different formations, managers and teams, I believe that you have to change the way you play. Everybody wants to see the ball on the ground and free-flowing attacking football, but sometimes it doesn't work out that way, and you've got to have a plan B and be flexible. And listening to some of the players that he's managed at Sheffield Wednesday, it was interesting them saying that he was like that. Pretty flexible if things weren't going the way that he wanted. He wasn't scared to go and change it. And that's so important up here because although some people kind of look down on Scottish football, it's a difficult place to play. When teams come to the Ibrox, they tend to sit really deep and try to frustrate you. And you need to come up with different ideas. Then when you go away from home, the pitches and stadiums are a lot tighter compared to playing at home. You need to come up with different systems and different ways of playing. So I think he'll bring that, having listened to some of the players that he's coached and managed before. The proof will be in the pudding when the games start. But I'm looking forward to a new manager coming in. But that is all for today's video. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. We post all the latest Rangers news every single day, so join our fast growing community so you never miss out. Thank you. I'll see you in the next video.